Hello everyone, this is Professor Kent. Today's recording is chapter 15. Chapter 15 is Tesses Tresses. So I have a file that relates to older version, the source document. I was unable to get the source document for the new version, but you have to have an ebook in order to see if the transactions are same as this one. So the first one is we are going to do memo number 7, and it's your first transaction. I already have my advance date is session date is January 31st. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a deposit slip. In order to create a deposit slip, you have to go into the banking and you're going to go into make a deposit. When you are in this deposits, and what you have to do is we are going to make a deposit from one account to another. So there's two things. This is either you reconcile the account or depositing it. In this case, we're depositing it, and where we depositing it? We're depositing it to the bank account. So that's where we're depositing it to the bank account. When you are here, you have to deposit the money because we already have some of the deposits set. They're sitting under undeposited funds. So we are going to go to the select. When you're here on the select, we have a lot of things here. So what we needed to do is we wanted to change this date, and the date that we wanted to change it to, we are changing it to January 1st. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do because if you look on the left side of the screen, you have the deposit slip that has January 2nd and 3rd and the 7th, and that's what you're going to be doing. So we are going to be doing it. You could do it in this order, or we are doing it A to Z order. You could also change it into the other way around if you do that. And what does this do? This just puts it under the date order. So that's what it does. So, or you could do it this way. It doesn't really matter which way you do it. So each choice is yours. So the purpose behind is you wanted to pick up everything that you have. So the pickup you have, I like to do it in the date order because then I could see it. So the first one is your 117, and then you're going to move forward by adding it. So you're going to move forward by adding it. So where is the add? It is add here. We cannot add all. You have to do it one by one. Then you're going to go to your next one. So then you, and so on, what you have, then you keep doing what you're going to be adding everything that you have on the left side, and then it should be 1748. So we have 205, we're gonna add. I have 615, we have 615. The amount is 615. I'm gonna add. We have 615, 455. I am going to add. We have, sorry, my screen is so small then it's hard to see it. Then we have on stage, which is 214. I'm going to add 11040. I am going to add. So when you do this, this is what we're going to do is we add. So we also have some checks and some cash money that we deposit to the bank account. When you, at this point, what you're going to do is you are going to, so then you're going to go okay here. Once you do that, once you do an okay, it goes back to the other screen. Now if you look at it on the left side, your total checks are worth that much. Now we also deposit some cash. So they told you at the right side. Now you're going to select. What are you selecting? You're selecting some cash. So this is what you're going to do is you have you're depositing you're depositing a money. So when you do the money, you have to when we have a money, you have to deposit the money. So when you do that, you're going to click it from the undeposit. It comes back. Now you needed to know how much money we did. So on the bottom it says 5 of the $5 bills, we have 15, we have $10 bills, we have 30, then we have 13, we have 12, and we have, I think, $60, 1.60, I think, the coins. So that's 1.60, so you tab it. So that's your 262. Oh, I'm short here, I didn't put my 1.60, so 1 point, sorry, my point isn't working. 1.60, no, that's still not working. I have to do shift probably. 0.60. Oh, still not working. And you need a point, so I'm going to find a point in my screen. So finance, that's still not working. I have a different keyboard, I have a Mac, so that makes it harder. So you're going to do 1.60. I don't know how am I going to do that. Control, maybe shift. So we also deposit some coins. So if it's a dollar value, if you get the bills, you put it on the left side. If you just have the coins, you would put it in the other side. I think so. Let's go and see if it's equal to the amount. In this case, it is equal to 2626.0. So once you do that, you are going to click on OK, and then it's going to come back to the same screen. It's going to come back once you say OK. Oh, sorry, something did not work. Oh, I did not save. I didn't say that. I have to do one more time. So we are going to go, I did not save. So it's a Canadian dollars. Let's do again 5. I did not save. 15. 30. 13. 12. 12. We have tab, and then we have $60. So that should be 2626, and I have to do is apply to the deposit. When you do that, and you're going to say okay. So when you come in here, if you look at it now, we have 1748 for the amount for the checks, and then what you're going to do is you have 2626.60 that you're depositing the coins. So the date that you're depositing is on the 7th, depending on which version you're using. The only difference is that you needed to pay attention to the date. So this is my date, and what I am going to do is you could display the deposit slip. When you do that, it should look like this is my deposit slip. So that's what it would look like, your deposit slip. So I am going to at this point, what we're going to do is I just showed you what the report should look like. So your report should look exactly like that. It's 4375. So we're good with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the transaction, and they said journal entry 53 is posted. So I don't know why I said 53, because I just if I now, sorry, I'm going to go put it down here. If I were to go into reports, journal entry, and what you're going to do is you're going to do all. If you do all, and we'll say okay. When you do that, you're going to come up with a lot of transactions. So you have this entry, which is good. Look at the next entry. You have so we're going to go through it. I wanted to know if I didn't miss anything. So we have done the 455. So I think I'm missing one, but I don't know what I'm missing. So was there supposed to be 2 checks? I'm not sure. At this point, seems like it. We did a lot of transactions. about 53 transactions. So what they did is they took out money and then they put it in. So I cannot double check if everything is right, but it's your job to double check what we just did. So this is what we just did. So so this is the transaction we just did. I don't know if I have the wrong file, seems like it. Anyhow, we're going to continue doing what we're doing. So my next one is deposit slip 2, and let's go back to what we just did again. We are going to do deposit slip to the bank account. The date here is 14, so that's the date we are going to do. And when you are here, you're going to go to select. Under select, you're going to do well, of course, I don't see, I have 61 is my I just have to see it. So 115650, and we have our bride. So you're gonna do of course, you depends, I'm just gonna do it so that gives you everything. So my first one was, I have to move it. Sometimes the system there I'm going to do that. We have 156, I am going to add. Then we have, I don't know, what was it, sorry, 140.87 we're going to add. And then we have some deposits. So once you add them, we'll say okay, and then we're going to go select here, and we have from the undeposited funds, we're going to look at 25, you have 24, you have 10, no, not sorry, 24 of the 10s, and you have 24 of the 24s. I have 2 times. I have a hard time seeing 11. We have a 8, and we have a $1.50 in the coins, $1.50. We wanted to make sure you apply to the deposit. The amount is 21,960. We will go okay, and when you do that all together, you should have 2494. That is your 2494. And when you do that, you should when you do that, you should have equal to the amount. The date in here is the 14. I did that right. So let's see if I were to display a deposit. So I am going to come in here, report or display a deposit. When you're depositing it, your transaction should look like this. So it seems right. So I'm going to post this transaction. Seems like it's okay. Deposit number, slip number 2. I will post it. We are going to go okay. When you are here, I'm just going to, sorry, I just have to see what deposit slip number is, 3. So I'm going to do the slip number 3. So let's go here. We have a bank account. That's where we're depositing it. Slip number 3. We're doing it on the 21st. When you do that, you go into the select, and then I'm going to change. I just wanted to see the, sorry, I don't see it at the right side. Just going to do it here, 17. So this is 17 to the 21st. So now again, if you do that, we should do it to the 1st, because then it brings up everybody. 159, we are going to add. 89, we are going to add. That's 248. And once you do that, we'll say okay. You're going to put select some of the money from the undeposited funds. We have 25 of the $5 bills. You have 23 of the $10 bill, 24, and then you have 16. We have 9, and we have 7.75. 0.75. That's what we have. So tab it over and then apply to the deposit, and you wanted to make sure it is 25375, which is okay. We'll say okay. All together your deposit slip should be 278 27843. If I were to display that transaction, your transaction should look like exactly like that. It is good. I will post this transaction. The date is correct. Now we're going to do the deposit slip number 4. So I will post this. Now we are going to post it. We are going to go one more time to the bank account, and it is on the deposit number 4. It is on the 28th of January. When you do that, we are going to go to select and change this to the 1st because we wanted everything to be included. On the 4th, we have 1181. I will add it. We have some cash. In order to do the cash, we will say okay here. We go to select undeposited funds. We are going to go to then I have to deposit the coins for the deposit number 4. My first one is 27. Please make sure your numbers are correct, and I am trying my best. My screen is so small that I am having a hard time seeing. Even I took off my glasses. We have 11, and we have 9, and we have $3.25 in the coins. The amount is, I don't know. I'm just going to okay here. We're going to add to the deposit slip, and we're going to say okay. We wanted to make sure the total amount is correct, which is 3429.35. The date is the 28th. Before you post it, I just wanted to display a journal that should look like this. I seems like a right numbers to me. I will post it. If your book says something else for the 25 year, then you have to go fix those ones. I will post this. We are going to go to my deposit slip number 5. So it's similar to what we just did. I am going to go to my bank account. Our deposit slip is 31st, which is good. And we are going to go to select. We are going to January 1st. The first one is your 59, I think 5980. We are going to add. Then we have on stage, we're going to add, and we're going to, once we do that, we say okay. We go to select the coins, and it is undeposited Canadian money. It is 12 of these, 18 of the 10. You have 21, you have 18, you have 13, and your coins are $3.50. We're going to tap apply to the deposit. We will say okay. The date is 31st. The total amount is 41.004. If I were to display a transaction, I will have to go display the report. Your report should look like that. So that's what you're supposed. So I will close this. This seems right. I will close this, and we have date is right. So then we are going to post the transaction. We say okay. So 57 is done. So now what the question is asking. So we have to set up a reconciliation for the bank checking account for the credit card. So that's what we are doing, is doing a reconciliation account. When you do the reconciliation account, and what we have to do is we have to do some of the transaction when we do the reconciliation account. So in memo number, I think memo number 6, it is done on January 31st. The set up an account reconciliation for the bank, for the checking account and bank credit card. So that's what we have to do is for both. We have to do it for the bank first. So let's go back and do that. In order for you to do that, you're going to go into, there's a different way of doing it. I'm going to go from the chart of accounts. You're going to go to your chart of account. First one, you're going to look at your bank account. I'm going to click on that. You're going to do reconciliation. This is the button you're going to press, and then you're going to go to click on. So this is the account. So you're going to click on reconciliation, and you're going to click on the save save button we are going to be setting up, and then you're going to click on the setup. So this is going to be your setup. So this is they told us what they asked us to do, create I think the interest account. So I'm going to go back here and back and forth. I am going to do an interest account. When you're doing it, you have a drop down account. This is where the interest revenue account you're going to be creating, because what happens is you're going to be saying where does this go. So I will have a 4220 as your interest revenue account, and then this is the first thing they're asking us to do. So when you do that, we are going to have some kind of we also have to make some kind of adjustment, and then we have to, as we go, we have to click on the adjustment field. And when you're doing an adjustment field, and what we have is we should have an account which is your expense account. Let's look at your expense account, which will be your bank charges. So let's see, bank charges will be your, so what we're going to do is we are, in this case, we could be receiving money from the bank, or we are going to be making an adjustment to the bank, or we're going to do is like some things are going to become natural to us, and in this case we only created the interest revenue account, and what we also did the adjustment account. And then when we go to the other side, we have bank charges. If you have a bank charges, we wanted to automatically be charging it to the bank charges. So let's look at the account for the bank charges, which is your 50. And when you do that, and the next what we have is we have something called we call a linking account. And what we're going to do is we are going to do a link account, and sometimes we wanted to do the NSF too, but in NSF is a little bit different. NSF is for a particular customer, and we could also put bank charges. It's an expense account. So let's go and put it in, oh boy, 5040 for the NSF. So what we're doing is we are if you were to go back to your book, so that's what they're asking us to set up. They said to set up the reconciliation for the bank checking account and the bank credit card. So these are some of the things that we are charging it to. And third one, we could leave it blank, but this one also could be left blank. So the interest revenue account, we made the adjustment account, and then when we went to the expense, your expense one, we charge it to the bank charges, and then third one we could leave it blank. So let's go to our I think adjustment should be 50/50. I don't see. I think we might have to create enough for the adjustment account. I needed to add an account, because this is not a appropriate account. So I could we needed to add an account here. So the way to do it, I'm just going to leave it blank for. So the account that I want was the adjustment account, but I don't see that account. So I'm just going to create it, because I don't see, it should be called adjustment account. We can call it oh God, reconciliation adjustment account. And then we're going to go next, and we're going to go next, and it is total account. No, we'll say it is account included in the subtotal. Yes, it should be included in the subtotal. I will next, and I will omit. No, okay, finish. So this is to me the account should be 50/50, and my bank charges, we have a bank charges, and under the next one we could also do a and third one you could charge it to the interest expense. You could do 53/40 if you wanted to charge it, but I think we should be okay for leaving a blank for this one. Once you do that, we are going to do okay, and then we already set it up. It's already done. Now my next account that we wanted to do is we wanted to do bank credit cards. You're going to do the same thing. We're going to click on that, save it. You're going to go on to the setup. When you do the setup, you're going to do exactly the same thing what we did. Under the interest account, we're going to link it. We are going to go to interest revenue, which is your 4220. My credit card fees, which is your now we have a credit card fees. Where is that? I don't see that. But let's do the adjustment first, then before we get there. I did create that. We have a adjustment. Then we are going to go to my my next one is we might have to kind of set it up, the credit card fees account. So this is what we have is my expense account, which will be my credit. The other one you could have also do an expense account, so credit card fees. And then when you do that, we needed to create account. If there isn't any, let's see if we have a credit card fees account. Yes, we have it. If my expense account, like you could change it as we go to, but I'm gonna leave it the way it is. If it's a bank, this bank is only going to be bank under the credit card. We're not going to have that. I'm going to save it, and we are done creating the credit card fees. So now, of course, we did the memo. Now is our job is to reconcile it. So we are going to close it. Now your account is okay. So this should be my credit card. I think I maybe did something incorrect. It's a subgroup. It is okay. It's missing a subgroup, is saying. So I did not create that. I did not do that. Oh, I'm looking for 5060. Sorry, wrong account. I said I didn't even create that account. So I'm going to go to 5060, and 5060. It should be they both should be G account. So this is also should be G. Sorry, this is also should be G. Save and close, and let's see if it does the same thing what it's supposed to do. I'm going to close it. It lets me do what I needed to do. Now I am going to go to my so we got a memo from the bank that we needed to do a bank checking account. We have to reconcile that. Before we can reconcile the account, what we needed to do is we needed to know what is our records are showing. So you're going to go in, go to the reports, and then go to the banking, and then go to the left side to the bank account transaction. From there, you only going to select what you needed to select. So you're going to select on your bank checking account. You're going to look at deposit slips, so short transactions. So when you do that, I will have January 1st to the 31st. Make sure your deposit slip it clicked in. We want the first one, bank checking account, and then we can reconcile our credit cards later on. So we will have to press OK. When you're doing the OK, this is the report that is displayed. So what we have is in our bank account, this is what our bank account look like, our books, and this is the bank account is look like there. So what you could do is you could compare these statements and then deposit by deposit, and then what we're going to do is we're going to be making an adjustment. For normally what we do is this comes in the mail and this is printed, and then we go back and forth to do our adjustment, seeing that what is in the bank account is the same in our. If they both clear, then we don't need to put it on our bank reconciliation. If they didn't clear, then we have to make an adjustment for that. So that's what we are going to be doing for this memo. Now what this is telling us is that some of our account was previously outstanding. They are going to clear first, and then some of the new ones are going to clear. So these are what they said is I'm sure if you go to your I'm sure if you go to if you print both of them, you're going to cross out, and whatever they're outstanding, we needed to do a reconciliation for that. So I already seen it in before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this. This is just to show you what we have to do. In this case, we are going to go into reconciliation. When you do that, we are going to go to which account you wanted to reconcile. In this case, we wanted to reconcile our bank checking account. From the 1st to the 31st, reconciliation date is 31st. Now we needed an opening balance, and we needed a closing balance. So what we're doing is opening balance is what we started off with, and the closing balance will be what we have now. So if I go to the right side, so I started off with 37,238. So that's the opening balance, 37,238. My ending balance, what is on the bottom, that is your ending balance, 47,167.36. And then what we're going to do is we are going to see what to clear and what to clear the transaction, and what the comment will be. You're reconciling for which month? The month of January. So you could say Januar, January reconciliation. You can say January bank reconciliation too. So what we're going to do is so in this case, you're going to tab it over, and when you click on this will, you want to save the changes that you're going to make. You have to confirm this before we could go further. So we'll say yes to continue. When you do that, this is the balance is going to come up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to insert the outstanding checks. So in this case, like I said that, so you have to print the statement, print the account from your Sage 50, and whatever is outstanding, you're going to be adding them. In this case, we're going to insert the outstanding. Outstanding check was 5. Which one was it? I wrote it, but in this case it was check number on that was 5117, and it is from a Twilight. The name of the 5117, that's the source, and it was Twilight Theater, THEATRE. And then what we're going to do is the date was December 31st, and that is my December 31st. And then it could be a deposit or it could be a check. In this case, it was a deposit. It was the deposit on the end. So 1177, that's the amount. So we are going to say okay. So that's what it means. So what we're going to do is now we are going to go, and when you do that, when you mark it, it goes into your screen. And then what we're going to do is we wanted to click off is this one is outstanding is changed into clear. So that's what happened. If you look at it on the left side, your deposit, that is cleared. Now this is the same thing you're going to do. So you're going to keep going to the next one, and then you're going to enter your next one. You're going to clear what needed to be cleared, and then at the end you're going to make a correction. So let's do that. 1177, we have 926 on the left, 437, 330. So I don't see that 2494. Let's go further. Maybe it is later on it will come. No, 241, 4138, 60. I don't see 156 or a surcharge. We're going to do that later. We are going to go to 8030. 294 is here now. I'm going to click on that. We have 156, that is also there. Going forward, I have a hard time seeing. We have 143. I have 2784. I have 431. We have 21 is there, but these two are both are together. Let's see. 3429. Let's go here. We have 41 is not there. 2100 isn't there. So what we have is we should be out by, I see the 21, we're out by $33.75. So now this is what we are out. If we're out, we needed to do an adjustment. So this we are going to be we're going to be doing an adjustment for that. So what we did is we cleared everything. Whatever was not cleared, it means outstanding, and now we have unresolved amount of 33.75, which is a good thing. Well, not a good thing, it's just we needed to do an adjustment for that. Now what we are out by 33.75. If you probably go to your book, you will see it there is a that you're out by check, and also they said 1500 and 1600 is together to be 2100, and we have an NSF check. So now what we needed to do is the 33, we are going to be doing a journal entry because that's how much we're out. So you should be going to your page for the explanation, and I am just going to go click on to my show deposits, and then this is when you do that, it will show as a clear, and then what we're going to do next is we are going to be doing that transaction declared. So and so when we do that, let's go to your so now we have a NSF check here. The NSF check is for 156. So you're going to go down and you're going to find the 156, and then under the 156 we have two. If you were to see that, we have in and out. When you have a plus and you have a minus, that's what happens. So when you go down, you're going to get to the NSF check. So when you do an NSF check, we have NSF check is 161.56. So what we have is we have a plus and a minus. So when you do that, we have a deposit and we have a deposit and we have a deposit. We put it in the deposit, and the deposit was taken out when you do that. Now we have to, in this case, we needed to go to where the cleared is. So I needed to make a adjustment. Oh, sorry, I needed to go into the cleared. So if you double click on the clear, I needed to make an adjustment. So you're going to select my adjustment, and then what you're going to do is you're going to be making the adjustment to this account, and the adjustment will be for the debit memo. This is what the adjustment is. When you do an adjustment, what we wanted to do is we wanted to do, when we do that, we needed to charge it to show you that there is we're going to charge them $33.75 for the NSF at this point. So as soon as you change this to an adjustment, what happens is that this will automatically will do an adjustment for the $33.75. So we're going to be adding this journal entry, and we're going to be adding other things. So so let's see if when you do this, does it come up with the adjustment of $33.75. So in this case, let's look at it when you do an adjustment. So I will have to go into my report to see if it gives you the adjustment for $33.75. If I go up here, it should give me a credit account of 33 and a debit account of that 33 sub. So this is the adjustment. So now we are going to go back and do all the other adjustment that we needed to do from the perspective of the transaction. So we're going to go into my income now. What we have is, for the income, we have a source code, and now where are we getting the income from? Of course, the bank is going to tell you. So it will be from the bank statement, bank statement, and that amount, if you were to do that, when are we doing it? On the left side, it is January 4th, and what we needed to do is we are going to go to my interest income, and then what we're going to do is the date is 31st, and then you're going to go to the amount field. That amount is $41.75, and then we're going to go to our next one, which is going to be our expense. So we are going to, the expense is $35.50. I am going to go to my expense. That is my bank charges. Sorry. So the source will be, you could also say bank statement too. Bank statement. And the amount we are charging to $35.50. And then what we're going to do is, now we are going to do we're going to also do the debit memo for the adjustment for the for my NSF check. So we have a adjustment for our NSF. So this is where we're going to go and put it in our NSF check amount, and it is done on, what date is it? On the NSF was on the $40 for the NSF. So the source will be here, will be my debit memo. I think it was I don't remember. I'm gonna go back and check what the debit memo was. I think it was 61899, and we have an NSF fees, and the when was it done? The date was 15, so we are going to change the date to 15, and the NSF check amount was, we needed to put it in the amount, and the amount here was I don't know what was the amount. So I am going to see on the left side to see the amount. The amount was 40. So I'm just going to do 40 here, because on the left side I have such a hard time seeing it. So on the, I'm seeing it, that's the amount of 40. So you're going to tab it. Once you do that, these are automatically linked account. If these link account, if you look at it now, our unresolved amounts are zero. So our unresolved amounts are zero. Now what you could do is you could see the entries we did. If it shows now, you should have, I'm just going to display the transaction. You should have at least 3 transactions. Our first one is bank checking account. Our second one is $35, and then we have a $40 transaction. So these should be your 3 transactions. Of course, when we process our transaction, and what we're going to do is once you process it, it automatically going to give you the balance. So I'm going to close here. We're going to close this report window, because now what we wanted to do is there's 2 things you could do. Is you could do click on the save button, or and then close the journal entry, and then once you've done that, what we're going to do is you could resume doing what you were doing. So we're going to come back here, and then we're going to do everything. Make sure you're balanced in order for you to post it. If it's not balanced, then we're going to have a problem later on. So I know that it balanced, so I'm going to post this. I'm going to post this transaction, and we have created those journal entries. So now we are going to go to our next one. My next one is for my credit card, and that's what you're going to be doing it for the credit card. So now doing the same thing what we did for the credit card, and you're going to be doing the same thing. We started off the balance 1970, and we needed to go to 9644.97, and we are going to do a January credit card adjustments, because that's what we're going to do. Credit card reconciliation. So we are going to click here. Do you want to save the changes made? I will say yes. And these are some of the things that you are going to be doing. So these are some of the transactions that you're going to be doing. So before that, you should be printing what we did. So now I'm just going to go to the right side and see, I'm just going to go to the right side and see what is cleared and what is not clear. So then once you do that, we just have to do the adjustment for it. So when you are in here, we have to do the, I don't know if I made the changes to the date or not. So now we're doing the same thing. So what we did is, I'm not sure if my recording was on, because somebody just walked in, and sometimes I forget where I was. So what we're going to do is I am at the screen. So when you do that, you have to clear the transaction that cleared. So let's look at it. 268, we are going to click clear. 290 cleared. 6000 cleared. 274 cleared. 274 is cleared. This is also cleared. And what we are is we're out by some amount. In this case, the amounts are, there's 2 amounts that we have, which is 2250 and 650. One is interest and one is a service charge. So interest expense and a service charge. When you're going to do it, we are going to, of course, one is an income and one is your expense, and my expenses are for the service charge. So you could source the date that it is on. The service charge is on the 30th, and the date will be your BK statement. So bank statement. Oh, I didn't put this right. Okay, so I have to fix this. It is your credit card statement. Statement and the account. I need a number. Number is 2250. That is my bank charge, and then it should be I should have an account. It should be 5060. I don't know why it isn't there. 50, 60, 50, 60, 50, 60. Oh, there it is. Oh, I put it on the other one. So I put it under the 2. So now we also have, that's $22.50. If I were to display my transaction, I should have, oh, I didn't reconcile the adjustments, so I have to do that too. So we should have a bank credit card, and this, I think there's something outstanding. I needed to fix that too because there's a discrepancy. Maybe I didn't click something. So let's do my expense. I did my income. So my income was $6.56. That would be my revenue. That was $6.56. We know that the source code will be the credit card statement. Let's do that. So now we also have a discrepancy. Discrepancy needs to be fixed, and then the discrepancy, we wanted to see what I did not click on the transaction. So there was something that I did not click. I started with 970. Let's see. Oh, we have a deposit that there is something not right because there's a deposit of 230. I don't see that. Maybe we made a mistake that I did not do the deposit because that's how much we are out by the deposit. So you shouldn't have out by the deposit, the 230. So let's see if I could go to the transaction. My dates are right. Everything is right. So we're out by 230. It should be there, which is from January 2nd. It is a deposit. I wanted to know what happened. So let's see if we could see if there is something that I don't see. So I cleared everything. I will say, do you want to save the changes made to the journal entry? Let's say cancel it here because I don't see something. Did I enter the wrong amounts? I will go here. The deposit amounts are there. The source, let's see, is there? I'm doing everything that we are supposed to do. It should be in the date order. I am going to, let's go to the, I think I needed to do a deposit that we did not do. So I am going to, what I'm going to do is, I wanted to say, so I am going to add, let's see, I will say yes. I'm just going to add this because I don't see that. If it's, I don't see that, I needed to add that $230 because it's not showing me the deposit. So we are gonna come on, the date will be January. Something is not right. I'm gonna add, I needed to add something. Something is not working. You want to disregard the changes? I'll say yes. For this point, I'm just going to do the transaction because to me there should be a transaction for the $231 on December 31st for $230. I'm just going to do it on the December 31st because that's what the transaction should be, and it's not letting me add it. So why isn't it letting me add it? Or what I'm going to do is, let's do it one more way. The other way will be, there's another way. I am going to go do the transaction in my we did the cash sales, and I'm going to maybe go into the bank, the company journal entry. I'm going to forcefully do that. You must select an account. I am going to debit the cash credit card, and it was a deposit of $230. It was done on January. It's not letting me. See, this transaction should have been done in December 31st, and it's not letting me do that. So there is a problem. So I am going to just forcefully do it on that day, and I'm going to charge it to the revenue account because it was a cash sale, was a deposit. I hope this works, because sometimes when I don't have the proper data or the book, it makes it a little bit harder for me to see it, what the transaction is. So it is done. They said it's December 31st, 2023. I'm not allowed to make a prior period adjustment, so I am going to I'm going to do it one more time and see if it lets me do it December 31st, not 24. I have to go to 24, sorry, not 25. One more backwards. See, it's not letting me go to there because it should be the December 31st, and now we are in 20. What year are we? Oh boy. I cannot go backwards to do this, so but I don't have a choice but to post it. See, it's not letting me do that. I'm gonna stop here, and I will record another video because I'm just gonna see if they let me download the book here, and I'm going to disregard this transaction, and I'm going to start where I am the way it is. So in order for me to go from there, but at the end, if you know what, let's just continue. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to say unresolved amounts are 0, and the discrepancy is 230, which is the money that we are owed from previous months. Technically, we're supposed to be doing the journal entry in order for us to clear it, but we have to. Normally, when the outstanding deposit that are there for the December, they should clear this time, but they are part of your December reconciliation. At this point, all I'm going to do is I'm going to display, and I wanted to know if my accounts are there, and this is a reconciliation adjustment. I'm just going to leave it that it is an adjustment. I'm just going to leave the adjustment, but it should be from the previous time. So you might lose 1 or 2 marks. I don't want to waste too much time going back and forth, because technically there should be an adjustment done. We should be doing a shortcut for these corrections that was prior period adjustments. So I'm just going to leave it, and then I'm just going to technically it should show here. I'm just going to do one more thing. Let's see if I go to deposit amount, if I go to source, I just wanted to know if the amount might show up somewhere, but it's not showing up. It should show up here, but it's not showing up. When I go to the add it, and it's not even showing up with the date. So let's see, maybe let's do that. I'm just going to do one. I'm just going to force it. We'll do cash. We're going to do cash. We're just going to force the system to do something, so that that is also cash sale, and it was 31st. I'm just going to do deposit of 230 just to make sure that I'm just going to do it this way because that's the only way I can fix this. So you could do this. I am going to click this and I'm going to click here, and I am going to, this is the only way I can see it happening, is to force the system to enter something that was not entered. So it's going to be bank credit card reconciliation. So what we're going to do is I will post this transaction. We are done with this transaction. Let's go quickly and finish this. We have now, my next date is February 7th. Let's go to change my session date to be, come on. You can tell I am having a lot of difficulties with my files today. The reason why is that I cannot go back and forth. My screen does not want to move. This is what happens when my system is hung. My system is hung, so you could tell I'm trying to close as we go. There it is. Now I'm gonna advance my date. My advance date is, they said, to February 7th. I know that we didn't back up. You want to back up? I know I do not want to back up. The first one is, what we're doing is we are making a payment, and the payment is for your payables. We're making a payment to, in this case the payment is made to Sharp Scissors, not Sensors, Sharp Scissors. The date is February the 2nd. We wanted to know if there's any discount. There's no discount. The amount should be this. I am going to display my transaction. My transaction is displayed. I will close this and I will post this transaction. I will close it. Then we have my next transaction is a sales invoice. We'll go to my receivable and I am going to go to my invoice. The invoice is for Emma, and what we are doing here is the 482. The date is February 2nd, and then what we're going to do here is you're going to go to my first item is your BBRS, and it's one of them, and then we're going to go to the next one is your CN2. We select it and it is 1. Tab it over. We're going to go to the following one, which is your SRV3, and that is one of them. Tab it over to the next one. We have Serve5, and that is your 1, and we have an HST, that's all there, and we have 215, and then if you pay 2%, if you pay within 5 days, otherwise net 15. The amount total should look like this. We're good to go, and I am going to close this and I am going to post this transaction. And next one, we're making a purchase. Again, we're going to go to my purchases. We are going to go to your payables. From there, you're going to go to your purchases, and my purchases are from your ProLiner. Let's go to ProLiner, ProLine here. And now we're doing it. When are we purchasing it? We're purchasing on February the 4th. My first one is your CN1. I will select it. Quantity is 2. You go to the next one, CN2, select it, and that is also 2. We have the following one, that is FRZ. We select it, and that is 2. We have GEL1. I'm going to do 2. I am going to go here, SHM, that is also 2. We are going to go to the next one is SPR1, select, and that is also 2. The amount total should be your 281520. That's what they're saying, and it is 210 net 30. The date is that, and the purchase invoice number, oh, I can't type it, so it will be PL 1988. I am going to display this transaction. Once you display it, that should be your account, and I'm going to post that transaction, and I'm going to say okay. Now my next one is, I don't know how many transactions. Oh, we have way too many transactions, so I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to pick up from this. I'm going to try to record another video, but it might becomes a little bit difficult for me to record as the midterms are coming up and I have a lot going on. So I will try my best to record another video tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening to me, and thank you for being patient and while I'm recording the videos. Thank you. I'm going to stop here, and I will record another video, and I will pick up from where I left off. Thank you so much. Take care and bye for now. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel.